This video is going to be about supplies, things you might need, stocking and setting up your in-call. As a full service worker, this series to be resources for workers currently in the industry working under an agency or in an establishment, transition to working privately. You can tell I've been filming so many videos back to back because I can't even talk. We'll start with the basics. So obviously you guys are all well aware, already doing this line of work, that you need things like moisturizer, massage oils, lube, baby wipes, tissues, all that kind of thing. You know this because you're already doing the work, right? However, I would recommend getting something like this to have everything accessible to you while you're doing your thing. So this is a Kmart tea tray. I think it cost me like $11 or something, and I have all the different sizes displayed on there, easy for me to grab, okay? Now, in terms of your supplies, I find that buying things in bulk saves me so much money in the long term. I know when you're starting out, money's probably going to be tight and you probably don't have hundreds of dollars to stock up on DOMs and things, but when you can, you will save so much money doing that. I buy all of mine in bulk, 166 I think they are, packs online. You can also get them at the adult store, some adult stores, not all of them. And I do believe that there are some organizations that give you them for free when you're starting out, like sex work organizations. Obviously, you'll know about toys. You guys don't need me to go over that stuff. Please make sure you are cleaning your toys and you have toy cleaner and you're using them safely. Now, something I want to touch on in this video is what I call my out-call bag. Now, this stays packed at all times, and this is my supplies that I can throw in a bag when I have an out-call, because we all know things are short notice sometimes you are just in a rush. Now, in here, I have an assortment of every single different size I could possibly need. I do have a pair of scissors. Now, this is because sometimes I do have to cut them open. If you're doing that, please make sure you pull the DOM down before you cut so you're not cutting the DOM itself. I have 2 different lubes in here and moisturizer for if I need it. Now, this stays packed at all times, and if I have an out call, I take this with me. So I would recommend setting up something like this to save you time and energy. Now, let's talk about a little bit further down the line when you're in your own in-call space and supplies that I have here that aren't necessarily for doing the deed. Especially if you are charging at the top point of your market, I think customer service and having these things is really helpful. The first thing that I have is a stocked bar. I mean, it's not fully stocked right now. There's a few empty, but I do have this. I understand not all workers are comfortable with drinking with clients or drinking on the job. Me personally, I do. So I have all of these here. Now, outside of the brews out there, I also keep this fully stocked. Now, these are all not just for me, but also for clients. I keep on hand sugar and non-sugar because everyone is different. Energy drinks, which I'm telling you right now, if you see a lot of young clients, the way to their heart is giving them energy drinks. And if they say no at the start of the booking, they normally want one to take with them when they go. So I've got that. I've got water, and behind that I have sparkling water. And I also have canned beverages. So we've got non-alcoholic beer, normal beer, White Claws. I think there's fruity beers back here. By no means is this essential when you're first starting out, but I do think in the long term, when you're making a lot of money, this kind of thing can make all the difference to clients. Keep in mind, some of my clients come from the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Toowoomba to see me, so they've driven quite a way. Even if they're local, sometimes they're just dehydrated, sometimes they're nervous and they want an excuse to sort of take a moment before they head into the room. I just think it's great to be able to offer that. And it honestly costs me next to nothing. I mean, if you think of how much I'm making an hour, and at most something is like $6 for a drink, it's really not massively cutting into my profits. And a lot of the clients say no, a lot of the clients don't want anything. Now, just walk back into my workroom. I feel like a lot of this is standard to you guys, the DOMs, all that kind of thing. I do have a big ring light, which if you're going to be taking your own photos and things like that, I would highly recommend. But I'm not going to get sidetracked on that. I'm going to show you some essentials I have stocked in my in-call space in the bathroom. Keep in mind, some of these may not be really essential for clients, but I do also use this if anyone comes and stays with me. So we'll start here. Anything in here is always washed, and I keep this constantly ready to go in case I need it on short notice. Bath mat, 2 completely clean towels sitting here. In here I have like a loofah, shower gel, face wash, because oftentimes my makeup will end up on people's faces and they, you know, they've got to go home afterwards and someone might catch them, so I would recommend that as well. I also have shampoo and conditioner, which has, sorry, that is getting blurry, has never been used, but I do think that's kind of important to have in here just in case somebody needs it. You just never know, someone could end up with massage oil in their hair or something and they need to wash it before they go home. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's cost me, what, $10 to have that there? Why, hello. Now here on the counter, I'm going to show you guys what I have set up. We'll start with the absolute basic and necessity, mouthwash. We all know this is an essential. I also have these here. Often my clients will grab these. They're just little earbuds, you know, itchy ears. I don't know. They like having them there. Deodorant, that is a women's deodorant. It's one that I have an allergic reaction to because I'm allergic to ammonia, but I do have it here for the clients. It doesn't smell particularly feminine, but when I restock this, I will get a man's one. A little face towel that's never been used since I moved in here, but it's there anyway. I also have this thing of moisturizer. Some people have a routine of moisturizing as soon as they get out of a shower, and I never want to like disturb my neurodivergence routine, so I have this here if they need it. On that kind of topic, these were more for if people stay here, but not necessarily for clients, but I have like a scrub, a toner, and a face mask here as well. I don't expect any of them to use the face mask, but I would say at some point I will have somebody who will use the toner because they have a certain routine and they've had to wash their face. This here is just a little mouthwash. This is floss picks. Sometimes we will eat here in my bookings, order food in, and this way they can floss. I also have these ones I stole from somewhere I was staying on tour. They are toothbrushes inside. So I have 2 of those, but I also have 2 other ones in the cabinet above, and toothpaste. These don't really get used very often. This is more for if someone traveled quite a way to see me. For example, I had someone come from Toowoomba the other day, so they use those. Or maybe someone who's here for a very extended booking, like 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. All in all, I'm really happy with what I have on hand. It's taken time to build up my income and things. I know this stuff isn't cheap when you add it all together, but it has been great for my business. And I feel like this space looks very put together and pretty much anything someone needs is here. Before I end this video, this is the size box of baby wipes I buy because I go through so many of them. Baby wipes are my best friend. I could not do my job without them.